Inhale, slow, let it rise to the sky. Flowing high, feeling so alive. Roll it up tight, spark it up bright. Leave your worries behind, take flight. Riding on clouds, feeling so free. Lost in the haze, just you and me. Smoke in the air, we're in our zone. Living in the moment, never alone. Passing around, in a circle we go. Sharing stories, letting our minds flow. Time slows down in this tranquil state. Every puff bringing a new escape. We're riding on.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to On Cannaman Minutes. We have Royal here with us today. Originally, I just wanted to have you on so we could catch up, bullshit and whatnot, but then there was a huge debate sparked on Facebook about gun ownership and cannabis. So you hit me up this morning wanting to talk about that, so we'll talk about that and then we'll catch up.
Oh, okay. We're going to just jump right into it, huh?
I mean, we could catch up before and then...
Are we just doing is this a podcast? Are we?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah, we just don't put the cameras on the screen anymore because they distract the guests.
Yes.
They go, oh, I'm on TV.
I'm on TV, and then you stare at
And I totally understand it. Like, back when I did the highest regards, we'd be sitting in front of the TV with us on the screens, and I'd zone out sometimes being like, I'm just watching TV, guys. Oh, hey, look, I'm on TV.
But, no, I guess let's start off with, how's your summer been going? You said busy, you're working 2 jobs right now?
Yeah, I've been doing fucking interior trim during the day and then working at fucking Ribbon Shop House at night. I started doing that 2 weeks ago.
So, are you still using, like, a compressor and hose for your nailers?
Yeah. My boss hasn't switched over to the fucking
I have the little
cordless.
I mean, I have my big compressor, and then I have a little mini Senko for doing trim that's just so quiet. I love it. But I got one of those Milwaukee cordless ones.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a lot heavier than my
your Senko?
Yeah, my Senko.
We have a
and all
Senko.
those
That's
ones,
funny.
But oh my goodness, like it's nice just being able to like run up a ladder and go shoot a piece of fascia on or something or whatever, just go wherever.
He picked up what is it? What's the green brand?
The Ryobi?
Nope. Hitachi.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So he picked up a cordless Hitachi finish nailer, but we don't really pull that out very much. That's just if we have to run into a job and we don't want to pull a giant compressor out, even though it's not even a giant compressor.
Do you have a little, the 23 gauge, the little micro pinners?
Yeah.
I like those too.
Yeah, I run a Makita one. He uses, I don't even remember what he uses. It's a weird off-brand that I've never even heard of, but he loves the thing. No, but that's what the Hitachi switched to. So that's what the green finish nailer that I was telling you about is Metabo. Because that's what Hitachi switched to. Fucking check that out real quick. It's the last one little nug of Red Hot cookies.
Oh, this is the Red Hot cookies?
It's the last little nugget.
I'm sorry those new seeds didn't sprout for you.
Oh, it happens. It happens. Like we were talking about before the show, it's hard during the summer because you get distracted with life and shit, and you're just trying to have fun out in the sun. So staying stuck to that schedule, that's a difficult one.
Well, like I was saying that, for me, that seasonal depression hits, long around December, and it's like, I'm ready for sunshine.
Right, and I feel like the plants actually help with that seasonal depression because you're underneath those fucking bright-ass lights.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'd like to switch over to using just the fucking cordless. Like, I would way rather be cordless all over. It just makes life easier. Hoses suck. You have to fucking worry about your distance and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Plus your compressor, and then you need power.
Yeah. No, I used to kind of think like, oh shit, like I'll just go grab my compressor and hose and everything, and you know I don't need to buy all new cordless stuff.
That's how my
but
that's how my
slowly but
boss
surely,
thinks.
I'm like, man, it's just so convenient. Like,
My boss is like 70, so he's fully old school, and he is like, no, I will not use cordless. They don't fucking hold up. Like, yeah, maybe like 10 years ago they didn't, but now they fucking do.
yeah, no, they're pretty good.
Yeah, you could run a cordless side by side with a corded and fucking outperform it.
Well, and my
As long as you got the batteries.
one of my good buddies, Neil, he likes the Ryobi stuff, and I give him shit because you know I use Milwaukee and
Yeah.
he uses Ryobi, so I'm like,
I feel that. I'm a
I'm like,
Makita
oh
guy.
yeah. You bringing your kid to work today? Are those your tools? You know, and he's like, dude, talk all the shit you want, but he's like, I can go buy one at a garage sale for $10. Go into Home Depot, and he's like, and if it's broke, he's like, they'll just give me a brand new one.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, no questions asked. They replace any of his Ryobi stuff almost every time, and I'm like, you know. Like I don't think the quality is nearly as good, but I was
Right.
like, if that replacement policy is that good, like, you know, hey, I guess.
The Makita gun that I have, I feel like it's a knockoff one, honestly, or it's just fucking a malfunctioning one, but my boss had gotten it offline, so I'm like, it's probably fucking China made.
I always liked the Makita how their charger plays like a whole little song.
When it's done, yeah. Everybody's always like, what the fuck was that? That's my charger.
Did you get a text message?
Yeah, that's just my charger, guys. It's telling me my batteries are done. And the fucking Makita charges so fast. And still lasts so long.
You can get the rapid chargers for the Milwaukee, but once again, like any accessory you want for Milwaukee, they're gonna charge you through the nose for it.
Yep. That's part of the reason I like Makita. They're not too expensive. They're still decently priced, but they're one of the high brands, the good brands.
Mm-hmm. So other than working, have you managed to get out and do anything fun yet this year?
No, not really. I mean, I've done some volunteering at a couple of the football games, but other than that, it's just been fucking work for me.
Do you have like a niece or a nephew that plays or something? Or?
No, I was helping Hot 109 do a raffle for books for kids at the Outlaws games.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I got to go check those games out while I was doing that. But I have I have a niece and a nephew that play soccer. I just was so swamped at work that I fucking wasn't even able to make any games this year. I'll have to wait until the fall season.
My friend Robbie, I was talking about his daughter. She plays soccer.
That's the new sport, dude.
She's pretty cocky too, man.
So is my niece.
I
But my
remember
niece is
last
pretty
year,
good.
She's like, I'm gonna make 3 goals this game.
That's how my niece was, dude. She's like, I'm gonna make 5. And then she'd score like 6 or 7 that game, be the highest scoring
Yeah.
player. Like, damn, girl, calm down. Share the glory with your team and let them score a point or two. They can't score. I gotta do all the work. Yeah, I know how that goes. That's how it was when I played sports.
I did soccer when I was real young, and then
I did soccer
wrestling.
until I got knocked out with the soccer ball.
Oh, I did AAU wrestling, and I remember the first year that I wrestled, I got beat every single match that I did. I got beat by a girl from Terry my first year, and then I came back, and after a couple years, I ended up going to state, and then the second year that I went to state, I actually got 3rd place at state. But
Oh, that's so funny that you
was
said you got beat by a girl.
long time
So
ago.
when I started wrestling, I got beat
Them
by a
kids
girl.
from Terry were good wrestlers. I
Dude.
don't know if they still are, but them kids from Terry were good.
So I got beat by that girl when I was really young, and oh, dude, that traumatized me. To be a boy that got beat by a girl in wrestling, it's like, oh my
I
god.
felt a certain kind of way about it as a little boy, getting beat by a little
Exactly,
girl. And then my dad was like, there's nothing wrong with it. She's just a better wrestler than you are, son.
Yeah, see,
He's
I
like,
never
"You
got
just-"
that. I
he's
never
like,
got
"You
that
just
talk.
need to practice harder.
So when it came around to fucking middle school wrestling, I ended up having to wrestle another girl. Oh, Lord, bro. I felt so bad afterwards. I made her cry. I won by points on intention. I would purposely let her get her up just so I could take her back down. Prove I was the better wrestler.
I was really mean to some kids. Like, I remember if somebody came in for a single leg takedown or something, like, if I saw them drop their head down and they weren't looking at me, they were like dropped their head to look just right at my leg. When they went in, I would like shoot back and kick my legs out and just like push my whole body weight down and just like try to drive their head into the mat as hard as I could. Just land on their face with my whole body weight.
Oof. I was watching this clip of Sugar Sean. He was fighting this guy, and the dude goes to do a spinning round kick on him, and he just kind of like leans back and was like, "Yeah, I saw that coming." And so he's all sitting there bouncing, and he acts like he's gonna do a fucking spinning kick on him, and he just literally spins in a circle, both feet on the ground, looks at the dude and goes. I'm like, damn. Dude, so paddle fishing, bro.
Oh,
I
fishing
hadn't heard about paddle fishing until like a month or so ago, and then I see
start
you
seeing all the posts.
yeah,
on
and then I see
Facebook
you
and
pull out
stuff.
this fucking ginormous ass fucking fish.
That's
It looks like it came from a dinosaur.
they are a dinosaur. They're a living dinosaur swimming in the Yellowstone. Paddle fishing is honestly.
Did you eat that?
Oh yeah, well that not yet, but I've got the fillets off of it, and I plan on smoking them up. I love paddlefish. The caviar
Over here
from
eating
them is
dinosaurs.
considered. You've heard of beluga caviar. It's from a sturgeon in Russia. It's considered the best caviar in the world.
Oh, really?
But paddlefish, I think, is considered like the second or third best caviar in the world. Like they sell it for $50 an ounce, and like to put into perspective, my paddlefish I caught this year had 12.24 pounds of caviar in her. So that fish was worth roughly 10 grand almost. And that goes to the state. Well, it used to, Glendive Chamber of Commerce used to run it, but they stopped doing it. So now the Williston, North Dakota Chamber of Commerce is running it now.
What do they run? Like,
They have a fillet station right at Intake Fishing Access
oh.
site. So when you catch a paddlefish there, you can fillet it yourself if you want to keep the caviar. But if you want, they'll fillet your fish for you, and you donate the caviar to them, and they put all the money back into like the city park and like the campground and stuff for the city, which it used to go to Glendive, but they decided it wasn't worth their time anymore. So
Go figure.
I mean, it's only $500,000 a year or more. So, but no, they're just an absolutely awesome fish. I love.
Dude, those things are ginormous.
There's Brandon Teeters. He has the Fish Fam is his Facebook group.
Yeah.
He's just like a hoot to go fishing with. Him and I had a great time paddle fishing this year. He didn't actually get one, unfortunately, but it was a lot of fun going with somebody and getting one.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. But fuck, man, that fish was ginormous. What'd you use to fucking catch that thing?
So, they're a filter feeder, so they don't actually like eat other fish or bait or anything. They just have this ginormous mouth that's big enough to literally put like a beach ball in it, and they just sit in the water current and they filter like zooplankton through the little gill rakes, and they just eat microorganisms in the water, and that's how they get so huge. Like the state record, I believe, is 144 pounds for paddlefish.
Jesus Christ, imagine reeling that in, dude. That'd be insane.
So because they don't actually eat bait or anything, the only way to catch one is to snag it. So we use like a 12-foot rod and then a 5-ounce bank sinker, and then you come up about 2 feet to just a big old treble hook, and I mean you just bomb that thing out there, and then you just give a big old jerk, and then you reel real quick, and you just keep doing that, and you're just hoping that there's a fish in front of your hook when you jerk.
Oh, and then you just hook it like that?
Yeah, so I mean, like if you hook up towards like their face or like wrap it around the rostrum really good, I mean, if you have them towards the front of their body, you can kind of direct them and they'll come in a lot easier. But if you tail hook one,
Oh, Lord.
oh God,
I bet you're fighting
they
that
go.
fucking...
Yeah,
oh, damn.
it's really hard to get one in, but it's a lot of fun. I love going and getting one.
Damn, that's intense. I kind of want to go now.
This was my. If you want to go next year, I've got all the gear, and I'd love to watch you get one. It's
Oh,
kinda,
bro, dude, I totally
it's-
want to go.
I don't think you're shy doing some work, but
No,
it
no.
can be a real fucking.
Yeah, I
grind
definitely wanna go.
to get one.
That's definitely a memory that you can't pass up, and especially if you catch one, that's a fucking picture you never want to lose, dude. Like, that thing was literally the size of you.
Oh, I've caught lots of. I think I've been going for 13 years now.
Jesus.
And I've caught. Well, I've harvested 11 out of the 13 years I've gone, and then.
Yeah, because I
they
guess
all-
you're technically not catching them, you're harvesting them. You're
Well,
just hooking
when
and pulling.
They have catch and release days, and then they have
Oh.
harvest days. So, and they alternate them because while the fish are spawning, they alternate them to kind of give them a chance to spawn.
Yeah.
But yeah, on catch and release days, you can catch as many as you want at intake, fishing access site. Like I've caught probably 4 or 5 of them on a catch and release day. But yeah, that's one of those things that, I mean, they have paddlefish in other river systems. Like they have them down in Oklahoma, and I think they have them in Texas and a couple other places. But the Yellowstone River is the only naturally sustaining paddle fishery left in the world. And it's because the Yellowstone River is a free-flowing river.
Oh.
I mean, they have the diversion dams, but the fish can still get over them. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why the Yellowstone is so special for paddlefish, because it's the only naturally sustained fishery left for them. Yes.
Dude.
So that big old the bill, or it's called the rostrum, they have really poor eyesight and they live in really muddy water anyway. So that big rostrum is jam-packed full of these little sensors that can sense the electromagnetic field generated by the microorganisms in the water.
Oh.
And that's how they feed. But yeah, that's a big old mouth, and that's not even a big one. That's probably a male.
That's still huge. Holy shit, that guy has a huge one in his hands.
Yeah, that's a big girl.
That would be a female one?
Mm-hmm. The males top out at about 40 pounds. They don't get much bigger.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Paddlefish as a group are one of few organisms that retain a notochord. Or wait, the largest Chinese paddlefish on record
The
measures
Chinese paddlefish-
23 feet in length and was estimated to weigh a few thousand pounds.
That's-
Holy shit.
That one's extinct now. So you've heard of the Three Gorges Dam?
No.
The Three Gorges Dam in China is so big you can see it from outer space. But since they put that thing in, the Chinese paddlefish haven't been seen since. They're
Oh.
presumed to be extinct now.
That's fucked up. Gotta love when fucking people ruin things.
People ruin almost everything.
Imagine
they
a
touch.
23-foot fucking fish, dude.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go out on the Columbia River and go fishing for sturgeon. Like I've seen at the Bonneville Fish Hatchery, I remember they used to have an 18-foot sturgeon. Like in
You know,
one
it'd
of
be
the
really cool to
ponds.
fish for?
Huh.
Tuna.
That Jess and I were just talking about that earlier. That would be awesome.
Those things are so big and so fucking fast. Wait, a tuna is swordfish, right?
No.
Oh, yeah, see, okay, no, swordfish would be cool to fucking catch.
They would both be awesome. Tuna are like one of the faster fish in the ocean, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I guess reeling them in is wicked had.
really? So this... That just fucking.
Did you ever see that show?
No, I didn't. But that literally just fucking.
Wicked Tuna.
Oh man. So last night I get home from work and I'm fucking flipping through some Facebook videos real quick, and this one of these guys on this boat pop up, and they're just like 2 miles off the coast of fucking Miami, and they stumble upon this guy on a fucking unicorn floaty. Have you seen this?
I think he's got a tarpon or something. Yeah.
No, he's got a fucking sandbar shark.
Oh, that's
Yeah, he's got a sandbar shark hooked to his fucking rod,
Yeah,
and he's on a
that'd be
unicorn floaty, and he's all, well, I wanted to catch. I thought it'd be a good idea when I was at the beach, and now I'm all the way out here, and yeah, I don't know what I was gonna do when I got it to the floaty. I didn't think that far ahead.
But don't ever give up, right?
That's literally they're all. Do you want like rescued? He's all, yeah. So they open up the back door and he's like, here, take the rod first. You gotta take the rod first, guys. Make sure the fish is okay. They didn't believe he actually had a shark on there, and he's all, hold on. I gotta actually make sure you got something on here. Starts pulling. He's all, dude, there's something big on here. All right, so aside from,
I'm sorry. I know I asked you before we started the show. What do you have growing right now? You said the red hot cookies didn't sprout, but what did you actually get going?
You don't gotta apologize. That's more conversation for the show. So I have the red hot cookies didn't germinate. That was probably on me for being busy and forgetting to fucking check on them and make sure they're watered.
Summer happens.
Yep, summer happens. But the Scooby snacks took, and then I had a garlic batter that I was doing. The garlic batter is from Humboldt Seed Company, and the Scooby snacks is from Destiny Genetics.
I like that Destiny Genetics stuff. I grew.
So do I.
Their strains.
I grew dementia from them, and that one turned out really, really good.
I did the OMG and the happy endings, and I really liked both of them. I'm just doing the.
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you got going right now?
I'm doing just the headband 99 right now.
Are you?
And
Oh wait, you can't do outdoor.
One of them I'm gonna put outside actually. One of the some of my friends Neil and Tisha actually they're gonna let me put one of them out at their place. I'm helping them. Actually, I'm gonna help them finish building a greenhouse this weekend. Like Neil's like, bro, you wanna come help me build a greenhouse? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I get out there and he's just like. Got all these like old junk windows and pallets and just like shit, and I'm like, all right, man, let's make something happen.
Right?
We got it most of the way done. Like the whole base pretty much is all done. We got a little bit left to do this weekend, but I was like, really, you don't. I mean, we're getting into the time of year right now. You don't really need a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Be nice to get it done before fall for them.
Yeah, it definitely would be. And I mean, it is nice to have a greenhouse during the summer, though, to keep fucking animals and shit away from them.
Keep prying eyes off of it if you're going to put your herb plants in there. I mean,
right.
They're out of town and they got their own acre and everything, but, you know, still out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
I have not had good luck with growing outside.
I have
had
never
my plants
tried.
Stolen literally every time I've tried growing outside, but I'm in a trailer court. So.
Well, like they say, you gotta have like 7 plants when you're growing outside. 1 for Mother Nature, 1 for the thieves, 1 for the cops, and a couple for you.
I've never heard that. That's
awesome. I've heard it on I think it's The Dude Grows or one of those other podcasts. So when they start talking about outdoor, they're like, yeah, you gotta have like 5 when you're growing outdoors. You gotta have 1 for the thieves, 1 for the fucking animals, 1 for Mother Nature, 1 for the cops, and 1 for you.
I'm not really big on. I don't listen to a ton of podcasts. I guess like
they just pop on.
Can you download them to your phone and listen to them? Like even if you don't have cell service and stuff.
Yeah.
Or can you just like stream them or?
Yeah.
Okay.
with
I know
Spotify.
Daniel Turrell, he posted a YouTube video where this guy was talking about how, like, chemically indicas and sativas are indistinguishable.
Yeah,
from
at
one
this
another.
point, yeah.
Which I was like, I don't know. I definitely feel different effects from different strains, but I don't know if it's necessarily always indica or sativa.
Yeah, it could just be the
'cause a lot of
terpenes that are in
times
there.
It's a 60-40 hybrid, so it's like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, everything's so hybrided out. I don't think it's really more of an indica sativa as it is the fucking terpenes, and they just didn't know that back in the day. So they just called it indica sativa and hybrid.
what's the highest terp percentage flower you've come across?
Fuck, I can't ever remember, but I feel like it's probably somewhere around like 5 or 6.
Ooh, wow. I stopped in at the Apogee Gardens in Livingston, and they had one that was like 4%, and I was pretty impressed with that.
Yeah. Once you start getting up there in the terpenes, it starts getting really impressive. My sperm donor actually messaged me a week or so ago. He fucking travels around the United States for work, so he's always hitting all sorts of different dispensaries. He said he's been to like a dispensary in 22 different states. But he was all, oh, this stuff's really good, really tasteful, and he sent me a picture of the lid, and I'm all, well, yeah, it's fucking 8.2 terps.
Wow.
It was dab though.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's 8.2 terps. But he's all, oh, I need to find some like 10% terps. I was all, no, because when you're hitting 10% terps, they're artificially terping it.
When we were out in Michigan visiting our friends, like we got there and I was planning on.
Are they recreational out there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
And it happened to be 420 while we were out there.
Oh,
too.
nice. Do they do any good events?
We didn't. I mean, we were mostly just concerned with hanging out with our friends and stuff. Like, our events were like Easter egg hunting with their kids.
Right,
and shit
right.
Like that. But like, I was planning on probably having to go to a dispensary when I got there, and we got there, and Kyle's wife had already gone shopping for me, and she got me these little mini joints, like she calls them dog walkers.
Yep, I've seen those around here before. They call them dog walkers too.
But they're these ones were bubble hash infused, and they were like 49 point something or other. And like I fired up one of those things, and I was like, oh god, I didn't even make it. They were tiny little joints, and I smoked half of one, and I was like, okay, putting that out and saving it for later.
Sounds like we're in the wrong state. Might need to go to Michigan for some good
well,
stuff.
and it was hard to judge pricing because the only time I actually went in was kind of towards the end of our trip, and it was on 420 when I went in.
And they had sales.
And everything was super cheap, so it was like, well, I don't know what their normal pricing was.
Right.
But
I don't know. My biggest issue with moving out of Montana is we don't have a state sales tax.
Yeah.
So
my biggest issue is, as much as I loved Michigan, my friend actually, he wants me to move out there and work for him, but I don't know that could ever be home for me, man. Like,
if I wanted to go somewhere else, it'd have to be somewhere warm year round.
It's a beautiful state. Don't get me wrong. It's a gorgeous state. The Great Lakes are awesome. Like, if you like rock hounding, oh my gosh, like the Great Lakes, there's some cool rocks.
Speaking of rocks, have you ever seen those rocks that you find with the black light?
My wife and I found some on our trip.
No way.
Actually. Yeah, here.
What are they called?
They're
like
called Uperlites.
Yeah, Uperlites.
And so UP is the Upper Peninsula, or the Yup, or not the Yup, the Upers.
Oh, see, I thought they were in Montana finding those.
No.
Oh.
Those are Michigan.
Yeah, those things are so cool.
You find them with UV wavelength 365 light, and actually, when we were out there in the spring, was right after all the ice kind of had started thawing off of the beaches, and when the ice comes in, it turns over all the rocks on the beach. So then, in the springtime is the best time to go look for them. We only found 4 little tiny ones here. I'll try to find the ones we found. Yeah, there's the ones we found.
Oh, damn. Dude, that'd be so cool to find some of those.
And then they have, we found some Petoskey stones as well, which Petoskey stones are just fossilized coral. But no, I love Michigan, but they don't have mountains.
No?
No, they do not have mountains. Like, they have 3. My buddy Kyle lives
No, they
in
have
a
lakes.
pretty ritzy part up. He's not like up in the upper peninsula, but he's right in Petoskey there, and it's pretty hoity-toity. And they've got 3 ski resorts, but they are like, you've been up Miami Beach at Red
Holy
Lodge
shit,
before,
that's
right?
badass too.
They're fossilized coral.
Oh. But what were you asking? Have I been where?
You've been up to like Miami Beach at Red Lodge before, right?
Yeah.
That's higher than anything they have. If you took and put 2 quad chairs up to the top of Miami Beach, that's like one of their ski resorts. They don't have mountains. I'm like, I would miss mountains and my family too much to move out of Montana.
Like I said, I'd have to move somewhere that's warm.
It is getting hard to afford a house here, unfortunately, though.
Yeah.
That's one of the nice things about growing my own cannabis is
Saving
it
on
was
that.
a huge expense. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if I think about all the money I spent over the years, it was a pretty huge expense. If I had started growing a lot sooner, oh my goodness, like...
Yep. I feel you on that, dude. Like, I've had this stuff just sitting for like 2 months. I've been smoking on it, and I haven't had to shop at a dispensary in like 2 months.
Every once in a while, it's nice to just go to a dispensary, and then when I do, it's like, I'm not shopping the bottom, bargain bin stuff.
Right.
Like, I like Yellowstone buds, and I used to just love their $100 ounces because it was, cheap weed, and I felt like it was a pretty good deal for,
Right.
a $100 ounce. And I was like, it's pretty good weed. It's got some seeds in it, but I actually like that, so fuck awesome, like, but when I go to the dispensary now, I'm like, fuck it. What's top shelf? What's really good? Like, let's splurge.
But it
I
always
don't come here
varies
very
from
often.
dispensary to dispensary on what top shelf is considered and what's not. Like, fucking, there's some places their bottom shelf is fucking other places top shelf.
Yeah. When I kind of get into the few favorites, I go to Yellowstone Buds, or I go to like 312, or I like.
See, I'm not very fond of 312, but only because the dab tastes funny to me.
Then C4 right down the street
Yep.
here too. I really like. Paul is just a badass, and I love the Space Monkey from down at C4 is awesome. So.
Yeah, Yellowstone Buds be getting up some property over here.
Oh
Fuck.
yeah.
They got to grow a bakery, and they're gonna be having a lab here soon, right here.
I painted the drying room for him over there, and then David wanted me to paint the bakery for him, but I had a conflicting schedule, and when he needs jobs done, he's a go kind of guy.
Yeah, he needs it done now.
Yeah, he needs, but.
I totally understand because there's deadlines going on right now with the fucking state.
It's awesome that he does give me a call for jobs when he has stuff for me, though.
Right.
But yeah, no, other than that, I've really wanted to go check out Seed of Life. Uncle Buck's, actually, I haven't been there for a while, but I like Uncle Buck's, too. God, there's. What's your favorite dispensary when you do go to the dispensary?
I like to go to As Above, Frosties.
Oh, actually, yeah, Frosty is good too.
If I'm out in that neck of the woods, I'll hit up Chronic Caregiver because I know Chris and I like to stand there and bullshit with him. Um, did you hear High Mountain closed?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they got busted growing mushrooms and making acid.
Oh. Well,
Rough.
I mean, that kind of goes into the other topic about, that sucks, but you got to follow the rules.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, or at least if you're not going to follow the rules, that's okay, but you should know the consequences and be prepared to accept them if you decide not to follow the rules.
Correct. And sometimes the rules are just stupid and they shouldn't even
Yeah.
exist. Like Facebook's rules.
Yes.
I'm yelling at the mic like we're on Facebook.
You also gotta be smart about how you go around the rules.
Yeah, true. You were talking about videoing rally car
Oh.
races.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you posting a bunch of stuff on it, dude. That shit looks really badass.
That was from the race down in Powell, Wyoming. But then actually, what are you doing the 20th or the 21st?
Of this month?
Of this month, yeah. It's a Friday and a Saturday.
I don't think anything.
They're doing the Yellowstone Off-Road Racing. They're the ones that put on this series. And the Big Sky 200 is honestly the best race of the season. And it's just out in Broadview, man. And
Really?
It's awesome, yeah. Can you pull up a clip of Yellowstone Off-Road Racing? Actually, they use some of my footage in their little promo video.
Oh, what's that headset thing that you're wearing?
Oh, those are FPV goggles. FPV stands for first person view. So I have one camera on the drone and I get a live feed of what that camera sees. But I mean, it's a digital system, but it's like the very first DJI digital system. They've got the V4 stuff out now, and I'm still rocking all the V1 gear.
Hey, sometimes old school is better.
But
No, we were just talking about that at the beginning of the show.
I mean, I carry a GoPro on top of it, so it's like, I mean, I can keep upgrading the GoPro, so then
Right.
what I see doesn't really matter because I'm still gonna get a crisp, stabilized 4K video from my GoPro on top. But yeah, no,
The FPV is more just so you could fly it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of when I got into it, it was a little bit. I had all analog gear at first, which is like, you remember TV back when it was like the rabbit ears antenna,
Yep.
and you get like static and shit. That was like analog video system, and now it's a digital video system that most everybody flies. So you don't get static, but it'll like start pixelating, and then it'll get really pixelated, and then your video just freeze. Where analog, it could get really bad, but as long as you were running like a Crossfire control link. That truck is for sale. Not this one, the last one. That's some of my footage. Actually, a lot of this is my footage. But so they alter the direction of the course every other year, and there is a giant jump out at Big Sky, and this year they're going the direction where these guys are going to be absolutely sending it off that big jump. And they've got some Ultra 4 trucks. I mean, they've got some trucks that are worth over $250,000.
Holy shit.
Coming out. Some of these guys will be launching these vehicles 50, 60 feet off the big jump.
Damn, that'd be insane. Ooh.
That's my footage right there. I don't know why they're not showing any of the big jumps, but no, it's hot and it's dusty, and like you just you're so fucking gross by the end of the day, but it's so awesome watching these guys get out and rip.
It looks pretty badass.
And they're just, I mean, they've become such a family too. Like, I mean, I've seen people give other, like the people that they're competing against, like during qualifying. Oh, there we go. That was just the very end, but no, people that they're competing against to like blow a transmission during qualifying, and they'll be like, "Bro, I got you. Take this one, put it in your rig. I want to beat you on the track tomorrow, not because you can't race." You know?
Right.
Like, yeah, they're a bunch of really cool people. I love getting the chance to go out and film them. But if you're not doing anything, come out, post up at the big jump, and just watch them send it, man. It's a lot of fun.
It sounds like it's gonna be pretty badass, especially if they're sending it like that. Just full send.
Last year, it was a little nerve-wracking because they had a helicopter in the air almost the whole time. Like, I fly the races every year. I've done it for about 5 years now, but last year was the first time flying around a helicopter. And the helicopter was supposed to stay 200 feet AGL, or above ground level.
Yeah.
I have a video on my phone where they're literally lower than I am. Like, I'm on a hill. They're like maybe 20, 25 feet off the ground with this helicopter. It was terrifying.
You ever flown in a helicopter?
In a helicopter, yeah. When Brandy and I were in Sturgis for that off-road race last year, we went and did a helicopter tour around like
Oh, that's
Uppeak
badass.
and
I did a drilling job somewhere around like 8 years ago or something. I know I wasn't 21 because I used my brother's ID to get into the bar down there. But it was a heli portable drilling job. So every now and again we had to fucking get a heli lift to the next drop site because it was so far of a walk. And they just use a little Robbie 99 to fucking pick us up and drop us off.
nice.
Yeah, I'm never sitting in the front seat again.
No?
No. I will gladly look out the side windows, but you will not put me in that front seat with that fucking glass underneath my feet. Because helicopters take off like that. And all you do is look down at the ground and go up, and I'm terrified of heights. But it was a lot cooler than being in a plane, that's for sure. Scary, but cool.
Yeah.
Even the scary shit you gotta try, because you never know, you might have fun.
So, you know that reverse slingshot thing that they do at the fair? Or the reverse bungee jump thing?
Oh yeah, the slingshot.
Mm-hmm. I am absolutely terrified of heights, and I did that one year.
Nope, I will not do that.
It was in one of the top 5 worst experiences of my life.
I
was
fucking bet.
horrified.
I
It was
fucking
awful.
bet, bro. You cannot control your death on that thing.
I remember just going, no, 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 and I just had my eyes closed, and the guy that I was riding it with, he's like, dude, isn't this fun? And I'm just like, no, no, I couldn't control it. It was just like impulse response, just.
Oh fuck, dude, that shit. No, I could not do it. I wouldn't even attempt to get in that damn
It
seat.
was horrible. When
I'd be one of the videos where you watch the person just.
I love it when they play the like computer powering off sound, like.
They get about halfway up and you just watch them.
I honestly thought that was gonna be me. I thought I was gonna ragdoll around because I would pass out while I
Oh,
was doing
bro, I
it.
totally would. You know what would be really cool? Flying with the Blue Angels.
Oh my goodness. A friend of mine works at the airport, so when they had the air show and they were
Did you
in
know they're
town-
coming back next year?
No way, really?
Yeah, August next year.
Yes.
I know, right? Even though it's so annoying the week leading up
Had you
to
ever
it.
seen them before?
No.
I hadn't either.
It was so cool.
Oh my god. Honestly, did you watch the actual like air show?
Yeah.
That biplane. That
Next year
was-
I want to be in like right there where it is.
You know where the Harvest Church is up in the Heights, and there's that dog park down
Yep.
the road. We were like at the back of the field at the dog park, and we could actually see
So-
it pretty good from back there. But
Okay, so you know after you pass the airport going towards Zimmerman, they have those new shop buildings right there, right at the end of the tarmac. So the week leading up, I had found a spot over there that, dude, it's literally like right at the end of the tarmac. It looks like the plane's gonna crash into you. Well, that area was closed off.
I thought they turned it all into like a parking lot.
They did.
Oh, okay,
So they had
okay.
closed that road off, and I was all, damn. So we just went to this neighborhood that was right there. So we were up on the rims watching it along the bike trail right there. And, dude, that shit was so fucking cool.
Gosh, it was so cool.
So cool. But McLovin, he got to go up in with the Blue Angels.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't want to go. Well,
No, dude, I totally want to.
Oh,
Whether I
man.
pass out or throw up or both, and I totally
I could
want to.
totally see puking if I got to go up. What are they? How many G's did they do when they had McLovin up in the plane with them?
I don't remember.
Did they hit like 4 or 5 G's with McLovin in there?
I don't remember. Hold on. I'll ask him.
But oh yeah, so a friend of mine works at the airport, so we got to go in. Like he got us in like on the tarmac, and they had like cones spaced like around the planes, and he's like, you can't go past the cones, but they were like 15 feet away from the planes. So we got to, like, my wife has a pretty nice camera, and she got some really cool pictures of them.
Yeah, I want to be like, they had this whole like event thing down on like, I'm pretty sure it was along the fucking grass areas at the airport inside the terminal areas. And I had seen a bunch of my friends post pictures of that, and next year I want to get tickets to go to that.
I had a bunch of my friends were like, dude, did you fly your drone with them? I'm like, are you? I mean, I'm high, but are you higher than me? Because goddamn, that is like, absolutely not. No. You go to prison for stuff like that, I'm pretty sure.
They said active 7 minutes ago. He's in New York right now on vacation. Yeah, dude, I want to go up there. I don't care how many G's we hit, but when you hit those G's, you definitely either throw up or pass out. I think it was probably like 7 or 8 G's.
Well, I think they wear like a suit that helps them.
Yeah, and they
absorb
hook.
more, and they practice these exercises.
Yeah,
where,
it's
like,
called hooking.
Is that what it's called? Where they're like, you'll hear them like.
Damn, he said he thinks one maneuver was like 6.2 or something.
No, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that shit would be insane. Even 6.2. I'm pretty sure he had thrown up.
I mean,
But yeah, they wear a special pressurized suit, and then yeah, the breathing exercise they do is called hooking, and you're literally just forcing oxygen to your brain.
Is that
and
where
it's-
you hear them like?
Yeah, and it's not even it's a because what they're doing are they're taking quick deep breaths to force the oxygen to their brain so they don't pass out. But I mean, these guys got some fucking sick ass necks too from doing it. Have you ever seen the evolution of a fucking race car driver's neck? Because of how much pressure they're under from going so fast, their neck starts to just build a bunch of muscle. So they had a picture of this one dude when he first started, and he had this shark tooth necklace, and it was just loose around his neck, dangling. And then, like, I think it was like a year or something into his racing
Then it looks
career.
like Goldberg.
Yeah, his fucking neck's all swole, and the same necklace is just fucking tight around his neck. What's this stuff?
I'm pretty sure this is the happy ending. That's that Destiny Genetics.
Ah. That joint we smoked was Jackman's 2. Pheno
It's
2.
a little dark, but that art or your Red Hot Cookies That's really purple, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that nuggie has just been chilling. I've been kind of just not wanting to smoke it, you know, because it's that last really, really, really dark nug. It was pretty stony though. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. That's why I'm hoping this next seed fucking comes through, because I've already talked to the breeder before and he's not willing to fucking sell me another set of those
Oh,
seeds.
no?
I got lucky on those. So he was doing a giveaway, and I thought I had responded in time on the strain I wanted, and I didn't. And he was all, "Oh, that one's already picked. My bad for not letting you know," and blah blah blah. He's all, "I'm gonna throw a pack in with it," and I pretty much ended up paying for the pack because I sent him extra money. But it was the Red Hot cookies, and right now he's working on this like Southern Hurricane or something. I can't remember. That's what his current breeding project is, and those are the only seeds he's willing to let go.
Is there a slurricane? I thought so.
Yeah, there's a slurricane, but his was like, I fucking can't even remember it. I know it was like, oh no, it was Katrina 2.0, because he has a Katrina already, and this one's Katrina 2.0 because he's from the South.
Joseph talked me into getting an Ethos multipass.
Yeah. He was trying to talk me into one of those.
So you understand the multipass? Like,
Kinda.
So it's like a faith-based like membership where you, and there's tiers also. So the first people that got in on the ground floor, they're level 1, tier 1, and like they got in for like $100. And then when they do these drops, sometimes they're once a year, sometimes I guess you'll get 2 times a year you'll get a drop. But those people get the most stuff when they do a drop. And then each tier after that, so then there's level 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and then level 2, tier 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And everyone gets progressively more expensive.
Right.
And you get less stuff than you did before.
Right.
But they're transferable. And there's a site where you can buy, like, people will sell their passes, like, after they've got more seeds than they can grow in 4 lifetimes, they'll sell their multi-pass. So we got a level 1 tier 4. My buddy and I, Della and I threw down on one, and oh my god, the variety. I think we got 17 different strains in our drop, and I think it was 5 of every single one. So we just went down the list and we did, like, he got 3 of one and I got 2, and then I got 3 and he got 2.
Oh, that's
and we
a fair
just
split.
alternated down the whole list
Right.
that way. And then if he grows, like, one of them was McNuggets, and then one of them was all the sauces. So I think he's gonna do the one, and I'm gonna probably try sprouting the other one. And if one of them ends up just being a fire strain, we'll just clone the shit out of it,
Right.
and then we'll both have it anyway.
Right.
So
That's the best way to go about it.
did we want to get into this whole?
Oh, we can if you
thing?
want to.
I mean, we don't have to. I don't want to ruffle a whole lot of feathers. I saw that the other day, and well, you chuckle because I don't mind ruffling feathers most
Yeah, I
of
don't
the
mind
time.
ruffling feathers either. I mean, it's a
mean,
complex discussion because there are cases in the Supreme Court that have been thrown out over them stating that it would be infringing on the Second Amendment for them to fucking
well, and I
do
agree.
that.
It's a total horseshit deal, and it shouldn't be the law that we currently have. But the reality is, it is a crime to have your medical card in the state of Montana and go buy a firearm.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's also, I mean, yeah, you would be technically lying on the form, but they
your chance. Are they gonna prosecute you for it? The chances are almost. I mean, that's the
What
ATF
happens if you?
coming to your
Okay, so
house
wait.
over
What's the question specifically that they ask um on the form? Do you remember
Let's see.
the one that you have to lie about?
Hold on.
Um, because yeah, depending on how it is,
Typically, at the point of purchasing
Are
a
you,
firearm, you receive an ATF Form 4473 to fill, and this includes a questionnaire. Are you an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? So, if you have your medical card, then you
So
have
it's-
registered that you are an unlawful user of marijuana. Because although it is legal in our state, Montana is not one of the states who've refuted it with the federal government, and it's, as the law currently is, even though it's absolute horseshit, there's still a federal ban on it.
I'm just trying to think of how this can be redirected for HIPAA. Are you unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana? Well, there's studies that have proven that marijuana does not have addictive qualities to it. So in theory, you could say I'm not addicted to marijuana, but I am a user of marijuana.
The unlawful part, people are arguing that, oh, it's fine because it's legal here in Montana. But technically, we're all unlawful users because it's federally still not legal.
Right.
And federal law supersedes state law, and you're filling out a federal form.
Yeah, but see, it's
When you're filling out a federal
it's
form,
basically
federal
like
rules
to the
apply,
if
not state law.
because like I was saying, it's unconstitutional to infringe on your right to bear arms. With that being said, technically a felon can own a firearm.
A black powder firearm, right? Or can they?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just any firearm. Like, yeah, you're gonna have one hell of a fight trying to fucking actually get the courts to approve that as a felon, but I can't remember where I was listening to it, but technically as a felon you can actually own a firearm.
I know people with the
under
PFMA that can't own firearms.
That's infringing on their constitutional right to bear arms. I don't know. Laws be tricky.
I think for a violent offense, they
Jess, can you pass me a Mountain Dew real quick?
I'm not sure how that. I haven't really looked into like the PFMA side of
Right.
losing your gun rights. I don't know if you can get that expunged off. Your
I
record
personally-
after a certain point, or
Oh, he said, haha, nice. Yeah, it was insane.
oh, is that McLovin?
Yeah. Dude, I fucking bet it was. I
bet he
really
gets
wish
to
I
go
could.
up with them again. That'd be cool.
I don't
That'd
know
be
if he
funny
wants
they
to
took Big
again.
J.
I think Big J had the opportunity and he didn't want to.
So it says the
Thank you. What were you saying? It
Oh,
says
I'm
what?
just saying, the questionnaire comes with a warning. The use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medical or recreational purposes in the state where you reside. So that right there, it gives you a warning right on the form that it doesn't matter if it's legal in the state where you reside, it's still federally illegal, and it says that right on the form that you fill out to get a firearm.
Right. But at the same time, like I said, there's there's Supreme Court rulings where they threw the case out as infringing on constitutional right. I understand that a person who answers yes to any questions 21B through 21K is prohibited from receiving or possessing a firearm. I also understand that making any false oral or written statements or exhibiting any false or misrepresented identification with respect to this transaction is a crime punishable as a felony under federal law and may also violate state and or local laws. However, there is a bill in Congress that seeks to protect the Second Amendment rights for marijuana consumers. This bill would exempt people in legalized states from the federal restriction that bans any unlawful users of a controlled substance from owning a firearm. The Gun Rights in the Marijuana Act, also known as H.R. 2830, contains a short proviso to the existing federal law statement. The term unlawful user or addicted to any controlled substance shall not include a person by reason of unlawful use or addicted to marijuana. Huh?
So that's a bill that I hope passes. I really do. And I mean, that would change everything. It really would. But that's what I'm saying is the way the law currently is, it's illegal to purchase a firearm if you have your medical card.
What happens if you don't answer that question? If you just leave it blank.
Then you don't get your gun. And if you lie, then you're committing perjury on a federal form, which is a felony. So, I mean, currently the way the law sits, that's just, I mean, that was something I wanted to just bring up just because, and I'm not advocating that people listen to me necessarily, because I'm just some redneck that grows his own pot sitting here yakking with my buddy, you know?
Right.
Who the fuck am I?
I personally won't allow myself to own a gun.
I didn't go to law school. Who the fuck am I to tell you what the law is? But I'm advocating that you don't just blindly listen to the bud tender that tells you to go get your medical card. It won't infringe on your gun rights, because the way the law currently sits, I mean, the likelihood of you being prosecuted for it, or like the ATF coming to your house, is literally almost zero.
Right.
But the fact remains, it's still not legal. So advocating and telling people that it's perfectly legal, it's spreading misinformation. As a professional in the industry, I would think somebody would do a little bit more research on the topic before telling somebody that.
Right.
But do you want to flip this back to...
Hold on. So, Fifth Circuit reaffirms Daniels. After reconsidering Daniels in light of Rahimi, the Fifth Circuit, which is the Supreme Court, reaffirmed its previous decision, stating that it was unconstitutional to prosecute someone for gun possessions based solely on their habitual or occasional drug use. Huh.
When was this?
It doesn't say. It just says recent court cases, particularly in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals.
That'll establish a court precedence.
Yeah.
At that point.
So this is how it starts off.
That's moving forward, though, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And I hope, and that's good. Like, I'm not against. That's absolutely.
Oh, so this
where we need to be
says,
heading.
citing the Supreme Court's 2022 decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association Inc. versus Brune. Then it goes on to say the Supreme Court vacated the initial decision in Daniels and instructed the Fifth Circuit to reconsider it in light of United States versus Rahim, a case that upheld a ban on gun possession for individuals subject to domestic violence restraining orders. See, they're all over the fucking place with this shit. Oh, in summary, while the Supreme Court has not explicitly thrown out cases related to cannabis and guns, lower courts, particularly the Fifth Circuit, have recently ruled that prosecuting individuals for gun possessions based solely on their marijuana use is unconstitutional, citing the Supreme Court's Brin decision. The legal landscape is evolving, and it remains to be seen how the Supreme Court will ultimately address this issue. So, at the end of the day, legalities and laws are tricky and a pain in the fucking ass, and that's why they're written the way they're written, and they're in fucking things that are this goddamn big that not a single goddamn person reads. Who the fuck even wrote the damn thing? So really, what I'm getting out of it is, yes, it's illegal to own a firearm while you use marijuana, but regardless, it's an infringement on your constitutional right, and
So it's a double standard.
yes, you
That's-
can get in
but, I
trouble
mean-
for it, but you can push it into other courts and get that overruled.
But so for starter, it's extremely unlikely that you're ever going to be prosecuted
Yeah.
for something like that, for one. So we're not saying
You've
got to
have,
the
like,
ATF is
quantities
just
of
gonna
fucking weed and
show up
guns.
at your fucking house, like randomly.
Right.
I mean, although they did show up at that gun shop up in, was it Great Falls, and like took all their records, but that's here or there. Like the likelihood of the ATF showing up at your house is extremely unlikely.
Yeah, you've got to be
over
like
an
moving
incident like
fucking
that.
drugs in
Yeah.
order for them to just pop up.
But at the end of the day, the way the law is currently, it is illegal. And do you want to fuck with the federal government and have a long, drawn-out legal process? Like, I don't know, over saving a few bucks on cannabis when you could just grow it yourself to save money?
Right.
Like,
But then I totally see
I
some
guess
the
growing
other
it
aspect
yourself
because it.
isn't necessarily an option for everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It's not always an option for everybody,
Some people
but
live in apartments where that's not gonna happen, or they don't have outdoor space, and
it's like, dude. So if you know somebody who grows, okay, so hey
like,
man,
hey,
can
dude, when you're in trim jail, I'll come help you turn that into from 3 days into 1 day. if
yeah,
you hook me up
or
with an
not
ounce
only
or
that,
two,
like
or-
what I do with my brother because he can't grow at his house. It's like, hey man, I need a bag of soil. Can you pick me up one?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna ask you for a bag of soil every single time I need soil, but hey, I need some soil. I'm not able to get some right now. Can you go pick some up?
Yeah.
Or even just ask him to pick some up so that he's pitching in a $20 bag of soil. But yeah, then he comes and helps me with trim jail.
Yeah.
But he was just smoking on weed for fucking 2 months because he literally just ran out like the other day, and I'm like about to go drop him that big jar right there.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, fuck this shit, bro. I got too much weed. He was surprised, like, because back when I used to help our buddy trim, we'd help our buddy trim, and
You wet trim, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Our buddy would hook me up with like an eighth for like 5 hours worth of fucking trimming. Right. I was fucking 16, 17 at the time, so it was like, oh, that's fucking badass, bro. I just got a free eighth. Sometimes maybe it was a quarter from time to time. I hooked my fucking brother up with like an ounce and a half for helping me out, and he's all, bro, dude, you sure? I'm all, bro, I have like way too much
Yeah.
weed.
No, I love it when one of my best friends, Della, like he got to the end of his supply, and I mean he was just about ready to harvest, but then it was still going to be a few more weeks, and I'm like, dude, what do you need, an ounce? He's like, oh no, that's too much. I'm like, no, it's not. Come on
I know,
over."
right?
I was like, you'll hit me back up when you harvest. It's cool.
Yeah, at first I was all, oh man, I'm not going to have enough weed between harvests and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, I have too much weed.
Yeah, no, I realized, I'm like, at first I was like, yes, I'm set for so long, and then I'm like,
I'm tired of
dude,
this
I
stuff.
have to start giving some of. Well, I grew 4 different strains.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I'm glad I
the
grew
first big
different
harvest
strains.
I did was all the same strain, and by the time I got through 3 full plants that I harvested that were all planted of the grapes, I was like, I am so sick of smoking this strain, and so I did 4 separate strains on my last grow, which I
Right.
think was a lot better idea, having 4 different strains, having some variety. So But yeah, oh my gosh, like I got derailed there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got like I did like 8 or 9 different strains, so I had variety, but I'm already tired of that variety, and there's
Yeah.
still so much of it left. Oh.
Have you ever? Who is it? Paul Scott. I'm gonna butcher his last name. And
I know who you're talking
Paul
about.
Scarpari. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Hash
much.
Man.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's been posting the bubble wash, the ice wash
Yeah.
videos, right?
The weekly tutorials, yeah.
Yeah, he seems like he really knows what the hell.
Oh yeah, he's a hoot too to have on the show. I want to have him on again here soon. He's the reason that table's sitting there actually.
That one?
Yeah,
Why?
because when he came in here with like 30 bongs.
What?
This whole side of the table just had fucking glass all over it. So that's there in case he comes with a fucking arsenal again. Then he has place to put stuff.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, you could always wash it if you're just tired of smoking on it and you have
True.
a new harvest.
True.
Just take your old stuff and wash it up.
Unfortunately, I won't have a new harvest for at least like another 3 months.
I'm gonna be a while before my next harvest. I think.
Yeah, because like I said, I fucked shit up and let everything die. I'll take you in there after the show and
Oh,
show you, but
Sweet.
I actually literally just disconnected my flower room lights because they had just been turning on and off for the last like 2 weeks with 2 dead plants in there.
Are you still running the high pressure sodium?
I was running the
metal
HPS up front. Right now I have a ceramic metal high lid that I am borrowing from Joe until I get a ballast for my metal high lid. Because it burnt out, and I don't want to ask my dad for another one. I always feel like I'm bugging him for gross shit.
Just not ready to embrace the LED yet. Huh?
Oh no, I have 2 LEDs
Oh,
in
do
there
you?
right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what my plants are under right now.
Oh, I thought you were kind of against
And-
them last time I remembered talking to you.
I mean, it's not that I'm against them. I've had really good outcomes with the high pressure
Run what
and
you
metal
know.
high lid.
Yeah.
And LEDs are super expensive, so I'm not able to like upgrade to those right now.
If you look
Joe
into the Vever stuff,
Joe was talking about some Spider Farm 400s that he has extra now, and he was asking me if I wanted them, and sent me over a picture of them. I told him to hit me up Saturday and come over, but who knows?
I did a little bit of research on it, and from what I found out, that the original, like when they first kind of started coming out with the LED
Yeah, some of
grow
those
lights.
guys.
Ooh, nice. How much is he just gonna let you borrow them, or is
Yeah.
he going to sell those?
He was just gonna let me borrow them until I get my ballast up
Oh,
and
that's
running.
nice of him.
Yeah, we'll loan each other shit from time to time. Help each other's grow out. Yeah, but with that fucking 1,000-watt metal high lid down, it's fucking. I feel like it's slowing me down a little. What are you running right now for lights?
I have 2 Vever 300-watt LED panels.
So 600 watts altogether.
Yeah, and
Have you ever thought about going higher than that? Do you want to
for
go higher than
I
that?
have a 4x5 tent, and for my area, 600 watts is more than enough.
Just wait till you see my. Oh wait, you've seen in there.
It's yeah,
1,000 watts in that
I'm
little
glad I brought
area.
these.
Well, that light's not on. It's just a LED, so you'll be good.
I run my LEDs down on 25% when I veg.
I
and
think
do-
mine are at 50% for
I
veg
think I
right
do
now.
17 hours a day. Most people do 18, right?
Yeah, that's what I do is
18
18.
and 6. I think I do 17 and 7. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I run my LEDs at 50% right now during veg. But that's just because that's what my PPFD meter was having me put it to.
In the wintertime, I'll veg at 50, but in the summer, I just
Get a little extra heat going.
even though I have an exhaust fan, heat
Yeah.
becomes an issue in the summertime.
Do you ever use a PPFD meter?
Parts per what?
I can't remember what the fuck. Jess, can you look it up for me? Please and thank you. But here, I'll show you the app though.
I just monitor humidity and temperature mainly. and then I will check the pH.
So you can check your PPFD in your DLI, your daily light intake, with this.
Oh, okay.
And what it
Is it an app?
Yeah, it just uses the fucking infrared camera base up here.
You know how to share apps?
I think so.
Like if you just press and hold on the
Yep.
app, it'll bring up options, and you can hit share, and you could share it with my phone number. Share that app with me. I'd like to check that out. What are you ideally wanting to run? What's the acronym again?
PPFD?
PPFD.
Photosynthetic photon flux density.
Ideally, what number are you looking for per day?
So that's the nice thing about this is I'm not 100% sure, but they have a green light and a red light. Red light bad, green light good.
Oh, okay.
And it'll tell you good, bad,
It's hard to fuck
high,
that up.
low. Yeah. Oh, so okay. So, oh wait, hold on. Go up a little. Right here. PPFD charts are generally divided into two categories: those for setups with supplemental CO2 and those without it. When CO2 is added to the growing environment, higher PPFD values are recommended. This is because higher light intensity boosts photosynthesis, but only if enough CO2 and water are available to support this increased energy demand.
So if you're running CO2, you can run more intensity to your lights
Yep.
longer.
Choosing the right
But
PPFD
otherwise,
level
if you run too
chart
much, it's
for your
gonna-
growing environment and stage of cannabis growth will maximize cannabis growth and avoid light bleaching. The PPFD map chart of the Medic Grow Fold 1200 clearly demonstrates the validation in variation in PPFD across different heights and areas. It also highlights the impressive high PPFD values of the Fold 1200 with an evenly light distribution. But yes, hold on, let's see. It's not letting me share it.
There's a with and without down there. Getting you back out for just... Okay, there we go. 200.
Without CO2, 100 to 200.
OL. What's... Okay, no, what's that?
Where did you see that?
If you go down just a little bit more, so that with CO2 and without CO2, PPFD, but what's that? Oh, just another way of saying PPFD.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, that's the fancy way of saying it.
Algebraic.
So for seedlings without CO2, 1 to 300. With CO2, 2 to 400. And then vegetative stage. Okay, there we go.
There you go, I sent it to you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and it's really cool. Yeah, you just put it under, like you put it right at the top of your canopy, and it uses infrared reader right here and fucking absorbs the light and tells you how high to move your lights, how like it tells you where to put your lights and how intense they are, and your daily
Do you
light
enter,
intake.
like how many hours a day you're giving it light, so that it'll calculate the total PFD?
I don't think so. Let me pull it back up.
Or is that just how intense it is while it's receiving light?
Just how intense it is while it's receiving
Oh,
light.
okay, okay.
But it'll tell you your daily light intake, PPFD, meters squared, seconds squared. And then you can like chart it. Let's see. Daily light intake is low, your PPFD is good.
Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Technology, it'd be fucking getting crazy.
I know that Jeremy Ryman, he uses, I think it's I want to say it's the Grow with Jane app.
Oh yeah, I have that.
That's a pretty cool grow diary.
I always
and
just forget to
started
fill it out.
Yeah, I forget to do my little updates.
Yeah,
in it,
I'll load a
and
strain in and then never fucking do anything with it.
I did the same thing, and then eventually I just deleted the app.
Yep. Cannabis lighting guide, PPFD light intensity spectrum and photo periods. Yeah, so I mean, too much lighting is bad, but in too little lighting, you're not gonna get enough growth.
Well, you'll stretch a lot more if they don't have enough light. I always see people asking about their plants. Like, I always used to think it was just a sativa versus an indica. I thought, oh, sativas just stretch, but I've grown sativa strains where...
Yeah, well, they're gonna chase the light no
Yeah.
matter what.
But if they have enough light, I feel like if they're happy, they don't need to...
I don't know, man. Those fucking... The ones that I had in my flower room, dude, when they were under that metal high lid, they're just fucking...
They were getting blasted.
1,000-watt metal high lid, and they were just...
Yeah.
trying to touch that light.
Like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, dude. Like, I was having to pull them down because they were starting to burn on the light and
Do
shit.
you use the bender clips at all?
Sometimes. I have a variety of bender clips. I have the ones that you use that fucking, like, fully bend it. But then I also have some that I picked up from Harvest Tech that just slightly bend it.
Oh, okay.
And you can just kind of, like, add a couple of them and kind of, like, shape your branch with that.
I have
Because they're just curved like this.
I have different size fishing weights I hang off of mine.
Oh, I've
too.
seen that, yeah. Yeah, I've seen people do that.
1/2 ounce all the way up to 2 ounce little, like, bigger branches. Like, when I top it, and I'll top my plant, and then I'll put a bender to kick one each direction, and then I just hang fishing weights on it, and then the plant it'll do a UE and start growing up, and then I pull it back out and hang fishing weights out on the end again, so that I
had to take a break from
keep it growing
fucking low stress training because it was turning into high stress training. I kept fucking breaking branches.
I do that, but you know what? If you're not breaking branches, you're not trying
So
hard
speaking
enough.
of
That's my
breaking
theory.
branches,
and if you do break a branch, you know what? Surprisingly, I've thrown a little piece of duct tape.
I always
around
use a
so
little bit of
many
saran
them.
wrap.
Or saran wrap.
I'll use
or clear
well,
tape.
okay, so no, actually,
But-
I'll cut a sandwich baggie and I'll use that and then put some masking tape around that so it holds itself in. It's
done
almost like a Band-Aid, I say.
masking tape and then just hit it with my lighter, and it kind of like heat shrinks, and that works pretty good too. But yeah, no, I've broken so many branches where I just taped them back together and they were fine.
They rebound pretty good. But speaking of breaking branches, so recently they were doing a study and they figured out that whether it's like plants or animals, basically any living organism, when it emits a light, not like a heat energy or anything like that, like almost like an actual light. And they found out that when you break branches on plants, the break illuminates more. So they're hoping that they'll be able to use that to fucking transfer it into human medicine to where they're not actually having to like go in and look or anything. They just fucking scan you for the light and see what's shining brighter
Have you
than
heard,
normal.
Like if you break your arm, the spot where your arm broke, when it heals, will be stronger than before it broke. Have you
Yeah, I've
that?
heard about that because
Do you think
you're building like
your
new
branches
cartridges.
on your plants, do you think when they heal back,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that spot seems like just a little rock when
Yeah, because
when
it's
it
just
finally
solid
heals
node.
again. Yeah.
That takes you over to like the Cushman chiropractic thing where you take the base of your plant and you lightly like rub it between your fingers until it mushes up, and then
Oh, is that the fimming?
no, it's Cushman chiropractic is what he calls it. Fimming is where it's fuck I missed. It's where you go to top,
okay,
but
that's
you
right, that's
you don't
right.
top properly, and you still their growth is stunted because you cut them, but you didn't cut them enough, so they will still grow.
You're talking about you just kind of take it and like twist it, or what?
No, you just
What's it?
oh, so for the Cushman
the
chiropractic,
Cushman chiropractic. Yeah.
so what he'll do is he'll take like the base of his stalk and he'll like lightly, kind of roughly, rub it between his fingers until it turns to like a mush and breaks. But he's just breaking the cell membrane. He's not breaking the whole base of it. Um, and then he'll let that heal itself, and it turns it into a nutrient highway because it's just this thick node.
I had a crazy one of my branches. It just started growing out like flat, like it was probably that wide and just flat, like maybe an eighth of an inch thick and probably an inch and a half wide. And then it just had this one just crazy bud where it was like a bud where it just had a bajillion little nodes that wanted to start coming out of it.
I think it was a fried apples and banana that I was doing recently that did that.
Or no, that wasn't the one. No, it was a silver tip diesel. Was
I feel like I remember sending you pictures of it too, because it grew a second main stalk, and that second main stalk grew 3 flat branches off of it, because the main stalk itself was a flat branch. And I feel like that's I feel like what's causing all of those fucking abnormalities is all the fucking breeding, because when you talk to a breeder and they explain the breeding process to you and then the stabilization process, you're like, you realize that's eugenics, and that's what Hitler was trying to do. You're basically inbreeding everybody to get a superior fucking strain, so you have to fucking inbreed your plant and then reverse inbreed it. And it's like, bruh, you don't think you're gonna get some abnormalities off of a fucking inbreed? No, it's a plant. So? Heyo, what's up, Brittany? I keep forgetting the chat's over there. I don't know, this was a pretty good show, dude.
I had fun. Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, bro, like I said, I just wanted to have you on, catch up. I had seen you having a fucking shit ton of fun, fucking paddle fishing and rally car watching, and I was just like, fuck, man, I better have him on and bullshit.
Yeah, dude, it was fun just chatting. And
I will definitely take you up on that paddle fishing fucking experience next year, though.
Dude, we'll camp down. Oh, the camp out is like almost just as fun as actually going out and trying to get your paddle
camping's
fish.
fun anytime,
like
bro.
A big old group that went, man. We used to have like 20 people that would go, and oh shit, because you can try to get your paddle fish. You can start snagging at 6 a.m. to 9, but after 9 o'clock, like everybody just starts partying their asses off. Actually, the drunkest I've ever been at the earliest point in the day was paddle fishing. I was shit canned by 10 a.m.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it'll be quite the experience, dude. So yeah, I'll definitely take you up on that. And I love camping, so
Heck yeah.
I'm hoping I can get out for some camping this year.
Oh,
I think if I do, it'll be in like August probably.
I think we're gonna go to the Natural Bridge this weekend or tomorrow. Have you been? You've been to the Natural Bridge?
Yeah, I've been to the Natural Bridge. The Natural Bridge was actually one of my mom's favorite places to go.
Water should be flowing pretty decent.
Yeah, and we had a campsite in McLeod. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. We camped out every year in McLeod. At least a couple of times a year.
One of my friends, Robbie, he's thinking of taking his daughter up to, or they're going up to Woodbine. I'm like, bro, take the back way. Come with us and stop off at McLeod first.
Right. Oh, you guys camp out at McLeod?
We're not gonna camp out. We're gonna come back.
But usually you guys do?
No, usually we just go up for the day. When we go to Woodbine, we'll usually camp out and go hike up to like Sioux Charlie or up to like Woodbine Falls.
Yeah, we would always camp out at McLeod. They've always had those little fucking cabins along the river right there, and then you got the fucking trailers right next to them. And my aunt and uncle owned 2 trailers right there.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'd always go up there. We'd pitch a tent, fucking have the 2 trailers, and it was just a family get-together type deal. That was back when all the kids were young. Now we're all adults and doing our own thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's your lighter.
All right, man. Anything else you want to fucking add before we wrap shit up?
Oh shoot, I don't know, man. I didn't really have anything more specific. Just it's been nice hanging out.
Yeah, it was definitely nice having you on. We're gonna have to do it again in the future.
Yeah. Dude, if you want to
Probably-
try to get out and go camping sometime this summer, hit me up.
Well, like I said, I probably won't be able to until like August because I'm gonna be fucking steady working the 2 jobs, and then I think I'm gonna fucking take a week off in August from Ribbon Chop and try and just fucking do something for myself. Get a week of rest in or week of vacation somewhere, you know.
Yeah. Well, heck
Go
yeah, man.
camp for the weekend and then fucking come back and start fucking slaving away again.
Where do you think you want to go if you go camping?
Dude, I'm not even sure. I don't even want, like, I really don't want to go to any of these fucking campsites that you reserve and shit. I'd really like to just go fucking park somewhere and wander off into the fucking woods. Fucking hike for fucking like 6 hours to get there and then fucking pitch a tent.
I'm trying to think.
I think that's legal at least.
You can camp on any state or BLM land.
Yeah, so.
I think you can camp on BLM land. I might be incorrect, but I want to say you can camp on BLM land for like 2 weeks before you have to move.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I had read when I looked it up because I was all, is it illegal to just camp out in the woods and not use a designated campsite? And they're like, no, it's not. Yeah, go ahead. Any public land, go camp out. Be safe.
We were heading out hunting one year, and there was just some people just like living out on a BLM section with their camper. I'm like, we saw them every day when we went out hunting for like 2 or 3 weeks. Like, wow. Are they just living here? Are they hunting or what?
See, that's the other thing is like I don't trust myself with firearms and shit. So it's like, do you really want to go wander out 6 hours into the woods with no firearms? Like, there's fucking mountain lions, bears. In Montana, we've got fucking black. No, grizzly bears are the aggressive ones, aren't they?
In all my experience of hiking, I am a lot more concerned about a moose than a bear.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I have actually never seen a moose.
Grizzly bears, black bears, generally, if you're hiking down the trail and you're yakking with your buddies and you're bullshitting and making a little bit of noise while you're hiking down the trail, generally a bear doesn't want to see you any more than you want to see them.
Right.
And if you keep your campsite clean and do your dishes and hang your food away from camp, I mean, I've never had like a real serious encounter with a bear, but moose just don't give a
no, they're
shit.
fucking ginormous
And
fucking
they got a
assholes.
bad attitude, and oh yeah, moose will mess you up. But I carry bear spray when I go packing. I've carried guns for a long time backpacking, and then I finally got to where I'm like, you know what? This gun is like super uncomfortable. It's heavy, and at some point it always just ends up in my pack somewhere to where like if I did need it in an emergency,
it's there.
It's gonna be hard to get at it fast. And most people like they think, oh yeah, I'll just kill this. I got a big old pistol. I'll kill a bear.
No, you have
like,
to have a fucking big ass caliber gun to take a bear down.
The thing most people don't consider is grizzly bears. They don't have the stamina to keep it up very long, but they are really fast. They are surprisingly fast.
Yeah, they can hit like 60, can't they?
Oh, I don't think they'll hit anywhere near 60.
Oh.
But I want to say a grizzly bear
fast.
can hit like 30, 35 miles an hour for a few hundred yards. Like, fast enough to where you see one, they're going to come at you a lot faster than you think they are.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know, bear spray.
And that's a fucking super predator, bro.
A big old fog. Like, I don't know. I like my chances with bear spray. I like my chances with keeping a clean camp. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's the best method to avoid bears. But sometimes it's unavoidable. You know, encounters are just going to happen. But
right.
I would trust bear spray. Personally, I would go for bear spray over a gun just because mine always ends up somewhere up in my pack. And my bear spray, I have like a little chest harness so that it goes like right up here, and then my sternum strap goes underneath it, so it's really comfortable. And then even if I take my pack off, it's still just right there. So I don't know, but I guess you could do the same thing with a pistol. But teach their own. Different
Right.
strokes for different folks.
Well, like I said, you gotta have a really high caliber gun to take a bear down.
Well, and you've got to be a pretty dang good
Like,
shot
if you think
with
you're
it.
gonna
You
fucking
better
shoot a
be-
bear with a 22 and fucking walk away, you're fucking...
No.
Yeah, you're gonna be regretting
I think
life.
a lot of people in Alaska carry a 10 millimeter for bears. And they carry like
10 millimeter, I want a fucking Desert Eagle, bro.
Oh,
I want that fucking gun to be the 20 feet that way, but that bear's gonna be dead. My arm's
well,
gonna be
it's
missing,
hard
but that
to-
bear's
it's hard
dead.
to place multiple shots on target with a caliber that big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd just rather see bears from a nice, safe distance through a
I remember-
telephoto lens on my wife's
I remember
camera.
when I was a kid, we were up in the mountain four-wheeling, and we were going up this mountain, and my fucking grandpa stops, and he's like, "Up, everybody turn around." And I'm all, "What? Why?" And he's all, "Black bear up ahead." And I'm all looking, I was like, "I don't see it. I don't see it." And then you fucking just see it kind of tilt its head like this. And I go, "Oh, that's a bear? I thought that was a fucking drain tunnel." Goddamn thing was just massive as fuck, bro. I literally thought it was like a fucking big ass fucking like flood drain or some shit up on this mountain that fucking was just there. Nope, that's a big old bear. Oh, but all right, man. It was fucking nice having you on. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody. We will be having a wake and bake in the morning, so join us at fucking 7 and... Wait, it's 7, right? Yep, at 7, and we will see you then. Have a fucking safe and stony Friday night. Enjoy that fucking nice weather.
Yeah,
Deuces.
take care.
Inhale the smoke, let it rise to the sky. Floating high, feeling so alive. Roll it up tight, spark it up bright. Leave your worries behind, take flight. We're riding on clouds, feeling so free. Lost in the haze, just you and me. Smoke in the air, we're in our zone. Living in the moment, never alone. Passing it round in a circle we go. Sharing stories, letting our minds flow. Time slows down in this tranquil state. Every breath bringing a new escape. We're riding on clouds, feeling so free. Lost in the haze.